The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The government firing back at the Fiscal Council says its fiscal strategy is guided by realism. The Prime Minister says some components of the Grand Lucayan will be up and running by early next year. And a man charged with impersonating a policeman. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we're talking with Royal Caribbean. The recruitment drive continues. And later, it's our monthly series with Bristol Wines and Spirits. It's all straight ahead on this Wednesday. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, while an annual report from the Fiscal Responsibility Council raised concern over the government's fiscal projections, the Davis administration says it remains confident in its strategy, which it said is guided by realism and prudence. In response to the report's findings, the statement said that the government is resolute, saying, quote, "Our fiscal strategy is balanced, sustainable, and firmly focused on securing a stronger, more resilient future for our nation and our people." Well, that report, the FRC said pension reform and reforms to state-owned enterprises would be necessary for the government to meet its target of a surplus of $75 million for 2025-2026 budget year. It also noted that a $96.6 million surplus is required in the fourth quarter of the 2024-2025 fiscal year in order for the government to meet its projection of a $69.8 million deficit for the year. The report said the government also critically failed to comply with oversight of public enterprises and transparency around public-private partnerships. But the government claiming it scored very well, noting that it has charted a clear path to reduce the debt-to-GDP ratio to 50% by fiscal year 2030-2031. It also said that the council itself confirmed that the Bahamas is broadly compliant with the Public Financial Management Act and that the debt trajectory is on a downward course. But it did acknowledge that there is room for improvement. Prime Minister Philip Davis says that some components of the Grand Lucayan Resort will be up and running by January. Back in May, the Davis administration agreed to sell the Grand Lucayan Resort in Grand Bahama for $120 million to a Bahamian subsidiary of a U.S.-based real estate and hospitality developer, Concord Wilshire Capital. But since then, the government nor Concord has provided any details on the project or the start date for construction. Well, further details not provided. When asked for an update on the resort yesterday, Davis said, quote, "The timeline given will be because of components. Part of the components will be up and running, up and going by January of next year." Well, Concord Wilshire's Capital Senior Managing Director of Cruise Ship Resorts, Adam Petrillo, recently said that redevelopment of Grand Bahama Airport will determine the schedule for completion of the resort. Meanwhile, F&M leader Michael Pintard said the government owes the public full disclosure on the redevelopment and finalization of the project. The government has secured a $30 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank to strengthen small and medium-sized businesses in the blue economy. It's a move that officials say will drive entrepreneurship, boost tourism infrastructure, and unlock the potential of the country's marine resources. The loan will have an execution period of 5 years and is divided into 3 areas. Prime Minister Davis says that the project provides investment opportunities for local entrepreneurs under the blue economy. A 20-year-old man charged and arraigned before the magistrate's court in reference to unlawfully having police accoutrements and falsely pretending to be a police officer. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted bail in the amount of $5,000. The matter adjourned to the 9th of September for trial. The charges stem from an incident that was publicized on social media where police discovered that a man was dressed in police uniform pretending to be a police officer in the Goodman's Bay area. Police did not name the man, but according to reports, his name is James Rutherford Jr. And a 61-year-old former welder admitted to molesting his 9-year-old granddaughter. The man has not been named to protect the identity of the victim. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of incest when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay. The charges stem from an incident that took place on September 10th, 2024 at the convict's home. On the day in question, the child went to her grandfather's home in New Providence to return his cell phone. When she came, he locked the front door and took her into the bedroom, pushed her on the bed, and raped her. The matter was reported to the police and the man was charged. Defense lawyer LeVar Ferguson told the court that the man was remorseful and had spared his granddaughter the public humiliation and trauma of testifying in court. The lawyer said that the convict had poor vision due to his years as a welder and had lost hearing due to an accident, asking the court to consider his failing health in passing sentence. The judge has requested medical reports to assist in sentencing. Overseas, Israel is preparing to launch an expanded military operation in Gaza City, possibly in the coming days, even as negotiators scramble to bring Israel and Hamas to a ceasefire to end 22 months of fighting. The Israeli military is saying today that the country's defense minister has approved plans to begin a new phase of operations in some of Gaza's most densely populated areas. It says that it will call up 60,000 reservists and lengthen the service of an additional 20,000 reservists currently serving. It comes as human rights groups warn that a humanitarian crisis could worsen in Gaza, where most residents have been displaced, vast neighborhoods lie in ruins, and communities are facing the threat of famine. One military official speaking with the Associated Press on condition of anonymity said the military will be operating in parts of Gaza City where the Israeli military has not yet operated and where it believes Hamas is still active. NATO defense chiefs were due to hold a virtual meeting today, according to a senior alliance official, as the countries pushing for an end to Russia's war in Ukraine devise possible future security guarantees for Kyiv that could help forge a peace agreement. An Italian admiral and chair of NATO's military committee, Giuseppe Cavo-Dragone, saying that 32 defense chiefs from across the alliance would hold a video conference as a U.S.-led diplomatic push seeks to end the fighting. A U.S. general will take part in the talks as well. U.S. President Donald Trump met last Friday with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska, and on Monday hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and prominent European leaders at the White House. Neither meeting delivered concrete progress. In sports, the Bombs' Billie Jean King Cup team is holding its own at the 2025 America's Zone 3 tournament in El Salvador. The Bahamian contingent continuing their winning ways, blanking Suriname Tuesday 3-0 in its second matchup of the tournament. Team coach Kim O'Kelly proud of the way the ladies battled on Tuesday, saying she was impressed. Read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. Bahamian junior swimmers began competition at the 2025 World Aquatics Junior Swimming Championships in Romania Tuesday. All of the male swimmers, including Ellie Gibson, Tristan Hepburn, Ayrton Monker, and Caden Wells were in action on opening day of competition. Both Hepburn and Wells opening competition in the men's 100 meters breaststroke event. Hepburn, swimming out of lane 8 in heat 5, touched the wall in 105.96 for 8th place in the event. His fellow countryman Wells was one position behind, finishing 9th in 106.14. The athletics portion of the 2025 Junior Pan American Games has produced mixed results for Team Bahamas. In Paraguay, Carifta gold medalist Tasha Stubbs and Anae Mackey both saw action Monday. Stubbs, who will attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln next season, finished 6th in the women's javelin throw event. She recorded a toss of 45.45 meters on her very first attempt, her second best mark of the series, 43.64 meters, achieved on her next throw. Carifta gold medalist Zion Miller was the only competitor for Team Bahamas to compete on track. He ran in Heat 2 of the men's 400 meters semifinals, crossing the line in 47.60 seconds to finish 6th. And the Bahamas women's national volleyball team capping off pool play with a tough loss in 3 consecutive sets against Trinidad and Tobago on day 3 of the 2025 CAZOVA, Caribbean Zonal Volleyball Association Senior Volleyball Championships, going on right here in Nassau. The national team was coming off a 5-set thriller against Guadeloupe on Sunday night and appeared to be off their rhythm against the visitors after the quick turnaround. The group ultimately falling 3-0, dropping them to 3rd place in Pool D with an 0-2 win-loss record. Team captain Rachel Knowles admitting that the group came out a bit fatigued after their previous encounter with Guadeloupe on Sunday. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. And your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. So yesterday, the all clear given for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. So the watches and warnings have been lifted, but we are still feeling the effects. We've got rain bands from Erin that continue to stream across northern and northwestern parts of the Bahamas and the central Bahamas. That will continue through tonight as the storm slowly moves away from our area. Hazardous marine conditions, including large swells and dangerous rip currents, are going to affect Atlantic coastlines of the Bahamas through the rest of the week. So lingering residual moisture supporting a few showers and thunderstorms expected to remain across the northern and northwestern islands through Saturday before drier conditions return on Sunday. So there's still the possibility of severe weather for parts of the country. That's the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, with periods of heavy rainfall, gusty winds, strong thunderstorms, hail, and tornadic activity as those rain bands move across the islands. The storm is huge, even though it's out in the Atlantic, still going to be impacting us for the rest of the week. There's a high risk of rip currents, life-threatening rip currents, dangerous high seas, and very rough surf affecting all Atlantic exposures. And residents and beachgoers across all the islands, especially Atlantic exposed coastlines, should stay out of the water due to overtopping waves, and motorists and pedestrians along coastal roadways, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, still need to be exercising caution due to very large, dangerous sea swells and waves that can break as high as 12 to 14 feet. So your forecast for today for the northern and northwest Bahamas, variably cloudy, 20 to 30% chance of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Winds west to northwest at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, falling to 10 to 15 knots by later today. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy today, variably cloudy tonight, a 20% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms. Wind southwest to west at 15 to 20 knots, falling to 10 to 15 knots by this afternoon for the central islands, and southwesterly at 10 to 15 knots for the southeast Bahamas. High temperatures today, we're back into the heat index factor, and high temperatures in the low to mid 90s, around 93 up to 95 Fahrenheit. So 34 to 35 Celsius today. The heat index will make you feel like it's 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a very warm 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have the latest on Erin, which will be an issue for the eastern seaboard of the United States. And take a look at what else is happening in the tropics in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located at the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
With RBC, Your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement.
And your dreams become your life.
Whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
Back to school just got easier at Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. We've got school shirts with official embroidered logos for R.M. Bailey, S.C. McPherson, A.F. Adderley, Kingsway, Queens College, L.W. Young, and many more. From shirts and blouses to jumpers, skirts, shorts, and pants, we've got uniforms for almost every school in the Bahamas. So, skip the stress and shop at Carey's today. Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758. That's Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, where back to school shopping is a breeze.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Chester Robards, good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Oh, you know, it's a great day.
Oh, boy.
To have a great day.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah.
I'm blessed, my friend. I'm blessed.
That's great. Great to see you. Coming up this morning, Royal Caribbean. They're hoping to bless some people with some jobs.
Ooh.
They've got a recruitment drive going on, and they're going to be back to tell us about this next phase. That's all ahead. And later in business, we're scheduled to have Bristol Wines and Spirits with us today. That's all up. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. In the news, the big headline in the National Guardian, government fires back at fiscal council, says its fiscal strategy is guided by realism. Lots of the usual talk. Be honest.
It wasn't a great statement.
I don't even have the energy. I'm not gonna pick up today's National Guardian. I don't have the energy to talk about it. It's just more of the same. More of the same. We will get to this, though. Prime Minister Davis says some components of the Grand Lucayan will be up and running by January. Components. What components? It's very
Hey, I
vague.
said that. That's what I said.
Who said? You?
I said there should be components that get done
What
first.
did you mean by components?
So,
because I
when you were on vacation, I
components
think
here,
we spoke about this.
When he says components, I suspect he means like someone will move a brick from here to over there, a one block, right? But what did you mean by components? You mean phases?
Right.
Right. I don't think he means phases.
You don't think he means phases?
No. We'll move a truck to this portion of the property, and another excavator will be moved. That's what I think he means.
We're going to commission this plug. We're going to commission this plug.
We'll move the bush from over there that was overgrown. And then
that's not fair.
I think that's what he means when he says components. You mean phases.
He can't.
He could have said phases.
He can't gaslight us like that.
Oh, you mean any more? Wait, I don't understand. Okay, I don't think he means phases. But anyway, you say phases. Yes, everyone says phases. We've seen the model. We've seen Atlantis do this.
So if it was a phase, he would have said phase.
He would have said phase.
He said
he knows the word phase. Some components will be up and running. Up and running. See, phases don't get up and running. You have to phase into it. So components, whatever. Yeah.
Anyway. Can you imagine the conversations behind closed doors?
They'll move equipment.
Can you imagine?
That's what that means.
Can you imagine the conversations though behind closed doors?
Like what?
We gotta be like, but don't make me look bad, you know. Get some components
what
going.
What word can I say? Components.
Man, you all say you all could start something.
They could, roofing materials will be placed over here.
Put them on the roof.
Some equipment will be over there. We've started the components.
Drop a yard of sand, a yard of fill somewhere.
I mean, I think we said it all. Do we need to come back to that? Let's read what he said.
But before you get there, I think when you were on vacation, it came out that Zadness had done this interview where one of the people working for, I forget the name of the company, said...
Not Concord, Wilshire.
Yeah. Said the airport is an important component.
Yeah.
And I said, well, they're also doing a cruise component of their development, which doesn't need an airport because people come in by boat.
Right.
So can that get up and running?
Do they have a dock?
Yeah.
They do.
There's a cruise ship port in Grand Bahama.
I mean, how close is it to the resort?
Why does that matter?
Okay.
When Royal Caribbean...
What's that got to do with...
When Royal Caribbean was
the
looking
Grand
at...
Lucayan? I mean, we're affiliated
When Royal
with...
Caribbean was looking at that whole purchase, they was running buses from the cruise port to their would-be property.
And what happened to that?
The government said no to them.
So that didn't happen. Right.
The government said tin to her.
So would you accept that as a component if the cruise portion?
Of course I would accept it as a component.
That's a component of the Grand Lucayan, and they got the cruise ship that goes a couple miles away from the resort. That up and running. That would be a satisfactory component.
No. It's not. But that's a part of their plan. But it's not about that. It's about
somebody making money, but not necessarily the Grand Lucayan.
It would be the Grand Lucayan. What are you talking about?
How would they be benefiting? You mean they're gonna what?
They have a day. What do you call it? Beach day thing, just like everybody else has. That they're gonna do with cruise lines, and sell to cruise lines, so people can come to the Grand Lucayan and gamble and swim and water sports or whatever they were gonna do with their outdoor casino. So can they get that up and running?
August 20th. It's practically September.
No, that's not going to happen. I was just saying that even though these guys talk about the airport as an important component, I said they do have a cruise component. Could they get that started?
But it'll be a work site, though, right? The Grand Lucayan will hopefully, there'll be at least one component up and running in January. I mean, would you want to get off your cruise ship, get on a bus, drive a few miles to a resort where there's work
Developments do
going
it all
on?
the time. Developments do it all the time. They figure out how to make the cordoned off areas look half decent while the ones that are ready are accepting people. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm trying to give them ideas where they might not be thinking.
I suspect that last part is right. All right, let's read what the Prime Minister said exactly so we can all see if we can understand what components means. Our Latanya Roberts writing about it. So Prime Minister Philip Davis said yesterday that some components of the Grand Lucayan Resort will be up and running by January. Now, did he say which year January? Because we might be thinking 2026. Was it next January? Okay. In May, the Davis administration agreed to sell the Grand Lucayan Resort in Grand Bahama for $120 million to Bahamian subsidiary of U.S.-based real estate and hospitality developer Concord Wilshire Capital. However, since then, the government nor Concord have provided further details on the project or the start date for construction. When asked for an update on the resort yesterday, the Prime Minister said, quote, the timeline given will be, drum roll, because of the components. Part of the components will be up and running and going by January of next year. Can you, while I read the rest of this, can you Google to see if components has ever been used in a development of a property, the term components, and what does it mean? So, yeah,
the general meaning is just a part, an element of the larger whole.
But in a,
Which whole?
Oh boy, I suspect there's plenty of them over there. Yeah, in terms of a resort development, what would the components be? Okay, so, you look that up while I continue to read. So, of course, you remember this is what you were talking about. Concord Wilshire's Capital Senior Managing Director of Cruise Ship Resorts, Adam Petrillo, recently said the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama Airport will determine the schedule for completion of the Grand Lucayan Resort. So could he mean that there'll be more clarity on the airport as a component by January? Is that what he means?
Maybe.
So much guessing. Always so much guessing. And of course, others, including the leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard, have been calling for the government to come clean, a full public disclosure on what the redevelopment is all about and the finalization of the project. Yeah, components. And the government has yet to say whether the sale of the resort has been finalized and whether it received the $120 million.
Okay.
Any
insights from AI overview?
Yeah, sure.
On Google.
Let's hear it.
A project consists of several key components that contribute to its overall structure and success. These components typically include the project's goals and objectives. That's a component. Its scope. That's a component. Its deliverables. That's
Oh
a
my
component.
God. So
its timeline.
The talking points will be up and running by January. Is that what it means?
Its budget might be ready.
Oh my God.
Its risk management plan might be ready.
But this is AI saying this.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find a real,
if we're
a human source. But that's interesting insight.
What are 7 phases of a project life
That's
cycle?
different.
No,
That's different.
Yep, that's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
phases.
So it went into phases.
Because that's
only
what,
AI
that's
talking
what you
about
say.
components.
Wow.
Yikes.
Is our prime minister an AI?
AI, yeah.
You stop. Okay. Well, what does this mean? Anybody have any insight? Maybe you are maybe you're in the component sector, and you can tell us
Look,
what
we're
that
human,
means.
okay? We don't use words in the right context sometimes. Or sometimes we use it exactly in the right context. But anyway, I'm just saying.
But what are we talking about here? You have any insight? Do you know what's going on? 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Okay, let's hear from this caller. Caller, what do you think this means?
Hey, morning, what's up, man?
Right here.
Listen, the only component I want to know about this hotel is it sold? When will it be sold? And when will the money be in the bank? That's the only components I want to hear. If you're not
You sure that's the only thing you want to know about it? There's got to be more. I mean, because we're not going to really benefit from that money. But what? You sure that's all you want to know?
So, is it sold? When will it be sold? And when will the money be in the bank? Not now smart. Obviously, the government don't have the money to renovate it or to fix it. So, you already told the people that the money is in the bank. You already told the people it was sold. You had this big party in Grand Bahama. You invited all kind of people, brought people in from all over the country, and you had this whole day celebration. Chester Cooper said that the money is in the bank. So that's, if you're not here to tell us one of those three components, is the hotel sold? When will it be sold? And is the money in the bank? Everything else is irrelevant.
Wow. Okay, what if by January that's all that happens? You find out that the money just got in the bank and the hotel sold. That's the component that we'll know. That'll be up and running by January. Would you be satisfied?
Well, we know if the money's in the bank by January, we're looking at least another year or two before the hotel is open back up. Because that hotel needs to be demolished. I mean, the tower and the lighthouse, that place is infested with mold. So it ain't gonna be right now. We'll see the construction jobs, but in terms of the hotel being open up, we looking at least another 2 years minimum for that hotel to be reopened.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Components. Can we get a definition? Can we get an understanding? What do you think it means? Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning, Chester.
Morning.
Dwight, when the hotel situation was announced, right? I said Dwight, if elephants could fly, right? You remember that, Dwight? I told you if elephants could fly, that hotel we can see some what you call it from the hotel, because. Right, I used to be on the delusional drinks. I used to drink them, right? But I stopped drinking them so I could see things still clearer now, right? Because these things what we seeing, they was happening from King Arthur was a hammer, right? Now he's a mall, right? But I'm just saying to you, Dwight and Chester, we continue to see the same things over and over. Now the investors then tell the government, like, hey, if y'all don't fix the airport, it ain't gonna make no sense because they right back in the West. All the money on a dilapidated property and the destination proper airport for me to even try to make some money back. Who can do that?
Well, they have an airport. It just isn't up to the standard anybody would want.
The airport only an airport with a name on it, like all of our airports, right? We only put a name on them, and so your plane do land there, right? That's a landing place, right? But that ain't really no airport, because Grand Bahama is deserving of a real airport and not a landing spot, right? That's what that is. Because for you to be 52 years old and Grand Bahama being the second city, and we still today trying to call a landing spot an airport, and he ain't wondering why, and he ain't clueless to the fact that the airport is one of the main stagnation of the Grand Bahama. What is causing the developers, investors, they don't talk, they don't speak, and look like our politicians. Our politicians do things for vote. Those investors, they do things for profit. So they ain't really, it ain't gonna really work. And this government only really doing things to try to get people to vote.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. Some text messages. Person says, hey, maybe the golf course will be open.
Maybe. Is it operational now?
Yes, Dwight, the garbage and refuse removal component will commence in January. I suspect. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that is what
there's a
I
component.
am thinking.
Maybe they'll remove what they scratched off the building during the ceremony.
Oh, boy. Well, we will continue to watch again. We were really hoping for the best for this. We want this to succeed. It has to. It needs to. We want the best for Grand Bahama. But it just needs some clarity. And I think we need to hear more from the people of Grand Bahama. We know that a few years back there was a committee that came up with we interviewed them. They had a plan, a master plan almost for the island, and I think that was like so many other great documents that have been prepared by various committees in the country. That was thank you very much, and put on a shelf, and the shelf collapsed. And
Did they give it to the Port Authority?
gave it to everybody. We had them on the show.
Was it
they taught
for the
online.
Freeport area?
Freeport, Grand Bahama, right? They came up with some of the brightest minds there were on this committee and came up with what they think would be the strategy for the way forward. And here we are.
Happens all the time here, doesn't it?
All the time.
All kind of nice things on shelves catching dust.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Or
for
thrown in the trash
Abaco.
can.
It was a nice plan for Abaco for Marsh Harbor as a little city.
Yep.
Development.
And they had the great opportunity after Dorian to do it, and yet here we are. Okay, let's take this call and then we're going to move on. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Yes, how you doing?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi,
Yes, Dwight, how you doing?
C. Allen, hi. Do you have any idea what components means here?
Yeah. I mean, it could be the minor things like removing the names off the walls, could be cutting the lawn at the golf course. That hasn't been cut for a while. And it could just be cleaning the canal. It's so much things that has to be done, but I would tell you none of them could be done by January in any really realistic format.
What do you mean? No components will be up and running by January? None?
No. They haven't made any applications based on what we know on Grand Bahama for any demo permits, environmental study. None of those things have been done. So you can't even demo the place without an impact study or permit to be pulled or anything else of that sort.
And how long does that normally take?
Probably about 30 to 60 days, maybe 90 days.
So there's still a little bit of hope.
Yeah, then we need to bring you have to bring the mobilization and respect to that. Then you would have even some applications being made on the island for individuals to be employment to tell you the major contractors on the island to say they need workers to go. They don't keep them on staff. Because most of the equipment here, except for what's that Celebration Key, has been just sitting, waiting for some sort of work to do. You talk about the reef plan too, and you talked about one of the reef plans from the Grand Bahama Port Authority was one of those that was done during the COVID era. Then you had the ERC plan that was done by Mr. Minnis, and you have some other things that was put forward. But the problem is many of those plans that have been put forward for Grand Bahama tells you about I call those aspirational, kind of like the budget projections the government is making. It's aspirational. No one can tell you exactly when, where, how it'll be achieved. And so for Grand Bahama, and I think one of the people that put forth one of the strongest arguments, I think, came from the Charge State Affair in February, when she mentioned the fact that Grand Bahama should focus on this digitization, which is something that Grand Bahama has been trying to do for the 20-plus years since the twin hurricanes. The question then becomes, what does it require? And we have a team on this right now. A former colleague of yours is now working on this in Canada, and others who have been working on this. But the problem is government itself is trying to build something that they have no idea what it is to build. And needed as the Port Authority attend trade shows, and so they can bring manufacturers and all these other different things to Grand Bahama. But you saw right here where if you're in the state of Florida, imagine this, that you're paying 14 cents a kilowatt hour, even less because of a discount from a commercial type environment. So you're paying 10 cents, and your proposition is come to Grand Bahama, and your light bill in Florida is now $1 million a year. Just come to Grand Bahama, and it'll only be $5 million a year just for your electricity bill before you bill anything else, and unreliability. So the infrastructural argument, in spite of these aspirational conversations, has never been strategized. You remember when Amazon was considering a place in the United States, and about a dozen cities made application for Amazon to come to them?
Right. Yeah.
They didn't go and build anything. They laid out the potential for what that jurisdiction will hold. And do you know many of them, even though Amazon did not choose them, got billions of dollars in investment because they were made aware of what was there for it to happen. The city of Miami got become a destination just by a simple tweet, by saying to Elon Musk, "You will not have that problem here in Miami based on our infrastructure." And guess what? People showed up, and Miami real estate has been sold for the billions.
Yeah.
So the question then becomes, where is the actual strategy that someone who wants to go into the tech business or anything else for Grand Bahama can see, except for soft talk about we could be this and we could be that? And that's the problem we have, is we are masterful on eloquent statements, but very weak on actually putting infrastructural plans or that you can tangible plans that could be digested.
I hear you. I don't know if I'd say masterful. Thanks a lot, C. Allen. But we do it a lot because you still have so many questions. Say, what does that word mean? Why would you use that word there? But hey, we'll be watching. We'll be watching. All right. So a couple of stories I want to get to, and these are disturbing. Court cases. So this one, plenty of people had this one as a joke, but this isn't funny at all. The 20-year-old man who was impersonating people. You heard about that? Impersonating the police. But they thought that was funny. I don't think it's funny at all. Oh, really? It's very disturbing. All right, so here's the basic information here. Let me just pull it up. Give me 1 second there. So a 20-year-old man charged and arraigned before the magistrate's court in reference to unlawfully having police accoutrements and falsely pretending to be a police officer. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted bail in the amount of $5,000. The matter was adjourned to the 9th of September for trial. The charges stem from an incident that was publicized on social media where police discovered that a man was dressed in police paraphernalia pretending to be a police officer in the Goodmans Bay area. So there's a little more on this in the Tribune. This was going on for several weeks, apparently. So they're writing that the 20-year-old man has pleaded not guilty to charges of falsely pretending to be a public officer and unlawfully...
I'm sorry, pleaded what?
Pleaded not guilty.
Not guilty, okay.
Pretending to be a public officer and unlawfully possessing police paraphernalia. Police did not name the man. Why did they not name the man? What's the reason? Why would they not?
I don't know.
Very strange. But the Tribune understands he is James Rutherford Jr. He appeared in court on Monday. Police say the charges stem from an incident that gained traction on social media after images and claims circulated about a man pretending to be an officer at Goodmans Bay. While police did not confirm the details of the post, it alleged that officers patrolling the beach encountered a man in a Navy tactical outfit and a cap embroidered with police on it. The man allegedly identified himself using another officer's badge number. Wow. But one of the patrol officers recognized the name and realized he was impersonating a colleague.
He identified himself to other police officers. Oh, I see why it's kind of
yeah,
crazy.
Well, the Post also claimed that the suspect had been working alongside real officers for weeks.
No way.
Without their knowledge.
Oh, boy.
This is a comedy show. So I see why people thought it was funny.
Yeah, I see why.
This is a movie. I'm telling you, we really don't need to be poor people in the Bahamas. We have a million blockbuster movie ideas every day in the country, just real life stories. This is a blockbuster hit movie.
It's scary.
Or at least a Netflix series.
It's scary.
So again, he claimed
well.
the suspect had been working alongside real officers for weeks without their knowledge. And that at least one inspector said he had been unaware the man was not legitimately part of the force.
Whoa!
Did they give him a gun?
He had to say this in court?
Did they give him a gun? It further alleged that the suspect had been arrested for a similar offense in 2022. Wait, he's 20, though. He's 20 years old.
He's been at this a while.
And they don't want to name him. And discharged with a warning. And that a search of his home uncovered an imitation firearm concealed in a baby carrier. Wait.
What?
Every sentence, every word is more shocking than the one before. Officials confirmed only that the matter is before the courts and that the incident attracted attention online. The accused appeared before the magistrate's court where he was granted $5,000 bail. The case was adjourned to September 9th. Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Did he have like the lingo right? Did he
got a for I don't know, they say 369 here.
Did he show up to the Cable Beach station to check in the morning?
I've already surveilled the scene and I've isolated the blah blah blah.
When officers got to where they are, were they like, "Why are you by yourself?" Because they don't always be alone, right? Unless they are patrolling a certain area. I don't even.
Oh man,
so many questions. I don't know.
So many. This texter says, Dwight, this is funny. It's funny that nobody noticed for 3 weeks. This is insane. This is very dangerous. This is scary.
No, it's extremely.
Dwight, why are you telling lies on these officers? He was working with real officers. Man, state how he was working with them. Was he riding in or driving patrol cars? Sounds like he was doing everything. Imitation gun.
Were they like questioning people together?
So
was he part of that?
Can you imagine? He's giving great insight. Yeah, that's a good idea.
What did they call him? I mean, the original officers who didn't know the fake badge name number.
They called him
Deputy
Commissioner. No. Oh boy. Question: was he on the payroll?
I was going to ask that.
Who does work for free? Well, some people work for fun, and he might have been doing that.
He's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's shaking down people.
Only mentally challenged people work for fun.
Maybe he's shaking down people, which people would, or sadly, people would not find strange.
Well, the authority figure thing, you know, I get to tell people what to do. Like, you can't park there, lady.
Of course.
Like, okay, sorry, officer. I'll move it. Right? He's like, look at me.
But also, you can't park here. Sorry, officer. Buy me lunch.
What? Who does that?
I'm saying
to the
people.
You mean he does that?
Yeah,
the
maybe he was doing
that?
it, and I'm just saying he might have been doing that.
Have
to
you
people.
ever experienced that? How dare you put that on our Royal Bahamas Police Force, sir?
No, it doesn't have to be the
Why
Royal
would
Bahamas
they do
Police
that?
Force. I'm saying he might have used that as an opportunity.
Well,
to make
most
money.
people would curse the police officer. You don't think so? Buy you what? How? What? Buy me lunch.
So I'm just saying maybe he wasn't working for free.
Okay. Shaking down people like, where's your work permit? You better give me $50.
Maybe he's doing a better job.
I don't know. Wow. I can't read this. Can I read this? What do you think? Should I read that on the air?
Let's see. He was. Yeah, man. What do you mean?
So this texter says.
So again, we're not working for free.
Heard he was pulling lone gals in that uniform. Wow. That's just
Why not?
disgraceful. What was his rank or number? I wonder if he arrested anyone or ticketed anyone. He may have been looking for unlicensed cars and letting them off with a fee.
Ticketed anyone? Did he have a little stand-up
I mean,
pad?
nobody asks you to give money to them, right? How would you, I mean, who knows, right?
Again, like you said, he's an authority figure. Authority figures can shake down people.
Give me 100 and I won't put this ticket
If
in.
you think he's a legitimate person and you don't want to go to court and deal with all this foolishness, you might just say, okay, fine.
Wow. This is crazy.
But they didn't say that in this whole story.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just joking that he probably wasn't working for free.
Right. Second time. It happened before. This is insane. Let's take this call, and then there's another disturbing story in here we want to get to. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How
Hi.
are you?
Doing well.
How do you know something I think about it? First thing, I guess you got to find out his age and his mental capacity. Now, if he's sane, then who knows, he might want to join the force.
No, you can't ever do that. You can't allow him to join.
Dwight,
No.
you know, y'all grab these, should I say, website scammers and hire them for the FBI to help them to, should I say, recognize scammers and how they can prevent it. So you never know. He may want to join the force, eh?
You'd be comfortable with him joining the police force? Don't think.
Strange, but you never know.
He needs to join the line for Sandilands Rehabilitation Center. That's where. That's
it
where
has
he
to
needs
be
to go.
evaluated. I agree. We have a lot of health cases around here. People walking the streets, and it's really getting bad. I don't know what the government plan is, but it's out of hand, man. People really all over the streets, even in the United States. I just traveled there in Florida a couple of days ago, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a mindset, spirit, I guess. People just wandering and talking to
Well,
themselves.
it's especially bad over there. It's terrible. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. He's 20 years old, by the way. 20. But again, he did this before in 2022 and was let off with a warning. He would have been, 17? This is crazy. This is crazy. All right, so this is a big story. Did you hear about this? Serial stabber.
Oh, serial.
Mm-hmm. He went on a stabbing spree over the past few days. So, again, this is in the Tribune today. Concerns about a possible serial stabber have emerged after police revealed yesterday they are questioning a man in relation to 3 separate stabbing incidents in 2 days. And they were very close to where we are in Oaksfield, actually. Including 2 against men in their 60s.
Wow.
So according to police, the latest incident occurred yesterday morning in the Farrington Road area and involved a 60-year-old bus driver. The driver told officers he was sitting in his jitney collecting passengers before 10 a.m. when a man approached and asked for money. After he said he had none, the suspect pulled a sharp object and stabbed him in the neck before fleeing the scene.
That's scary.
A woman was also reportedly assaulted during the escape. The injured driver managed to drive himself to CID, the Criminal Investigation Department, to report the incident before being rushed to the hospital, where he remains in serious condition.
To report it, not to get help.
Well,
I'm sure he got help as well, but gee.
We can't really help you too much at CID.
Um,
Well, with your wounds. No.
I mean, they should be able to, though.
Sure. A short time later, officers arrested a 39-year-old man near Horseshoe Drive. Police say he's also being questioned in connection with 2 other stabbings that occurred Monday and early Tuesday on University Boulevard. I think it's University Drive, isn't it? University Drive and College Avenue. In the University Drive case, a 62-year-old man was walking in the area shortly after 9 a.m. on Monday when he was approached by an unknown man who stabbed him in the neck with a sharp object. What the
In the neck, too?
A 62-year-old.
This person is crazy.
He hates old men. Older, sorry. And the victim was taken to the hospital where he is listed in stable but serious condition.
Wow.
In the third incident, a 42-year-old man said he was walking near a public school around 2 a.m. yesterday on College Avenue when he was stabbed in the upper body by a man known to him. He was also transported to the hospital and is currently in serious condition. This place is increasingly becoming a horror movie. I don't know what's going on.
England? Okay, that was
wow.
mad. Yeah.
I think you need to say London too.
London,
but but wow, yeah, that's crazy stuff.
That is mad.
And everybody, it's so random. It's very random, and so you don't know.
I mean,
just crazy.
I hope they got the right person and they get him off the streets because school about to open right there. Imagine all these college students.
Yeah. So be careful. Be careful. Watch where you're walking. Watch who's walking near you.
Don't
who's
let people
approaching
get
you.
too close.
Don't. You might need to be one of those crossing the street
However,
when someone approaches you.
He was known to one of the victims.
Now, that's interesting, isn't it? But again, 2 a.m. walking near. I mean, you're free to walk wherever you want, but still. Okay. It's nothing around that area at 2 a.m.
There's a public school.
Right. Be careful, folks. Be careful out there. We got people impersonating officers and people stabbing you in the neck. My gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's get your reaction to all this. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796.
Can the police put out something to say to the public, this is how you identify a legitimate officer and what officers should be able to tell you when you ask? Like, are you who you say you are?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if the other officers don't even know.
That's crazy. This is really serious.
Yeah.
And for so long, you could maybe understand one day, but 3 weeks, like you showing up the next day for work. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
And let me tell you, a hat that says police, you don't go by that. Because you could get a hat that say FBI too. You could get hats that say all kinds of things.
Prime Minister.
Don't go by that. Did he have on a shirt? Or maybe it was just like a plain blue outfit or whatever they wear. I don't know.
His commitment and his consistency had them convinced he must be one of us.
What he had on his foot, not sneakers.
Wow. This text says he's a police officer's son.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Wow. Do you think there are more impersonators? And this one says the Oaksfield Joker strikes again. Well, I don't know if I like that one. But hey, be careful, folks. Be very careful out there. They're coming at us in any shape and form. My Lord. We'll be back after the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I go into Exuma. If my knee, they got them ballers. So yeah, I'm lighting up. Yeah, big sun in our island. I'm a go sailing.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
It's when it's...
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:18, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. So we've got the all clear yesterday from Hurricane Erin, as in no warnings and watches are in effect for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos, but we are still expecting rain bands to stream across parts of the country, the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas. That will continue through tonight as the storm slowly moves away from our area, and it is a massive storm in terms of its size. Hazardous marine conditions will continue, including large swells and dangerous rip currents, and they will continue to affect Atlantic coastlines throughout the remainder of the week. And lingering residual moisture supporting a few showers and thunderstorms expected across the northern and northwest Bahamas through Saturday before drier conditions return by Sunday. So the potential for severe weather is still possible in the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, with periods of heavy rainfall, gusty winds, strong thunderstorms, hail, and even tornadic activity as those rain bands move across the islands. There is a high risk of life-threatening rip currents as well, dangerous high seas, and very rough surf, affecting all Atlantic exposures, and residents and beachgoers across all islands, especially Atlantic-exposed coastlines, should stay out of the water due to overtopping waves for the rest of the week. Motorists and pedestrians should also exercise extreme caution while along coastal roadways, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, due to very large, dangerous sea swells and waves that can break as high as 12 to 14 feet. So your forecast for today for the northern and northwest Bahamas, variably cloudy, a 20 to 30% chance of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. For the central and southeast Bahamas, variably cloudy today, variably cloudy tonight, 20% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be another hot day today. Highs around 93 to 95 Fahrenheit, so 34 to 35 Celsius. And the heat index will make it feel like it's 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to around 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Thursday, tomorrow, partly cloudy in the northern and northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds elsewhere. A 20 to 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the northern and northwestern islands, 10 to 20% chance for the rest of the country. Variably cloudy by Friday, partly cloudy for the northern and northwest Bahamas by Saturday, mostly sunny in the central and southeast Bahamas. And by Sunday, as we start to dry out, look for variably cloudy conditions, only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. That's going to hold from Monday into Tuesday as well. Erin is still out there, big storm, and weather conditions are expected to deteriorate along the coast of North Carolina by this evening, and beachgoers are being cautioned against swimming at most U.S. East Coast beaches. So Erin is moving between the U.S. eastern seaboard and Bermuda towards the northwest at 13 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are near 100 miles per hour with higher gusts and strengthening this possible during the next day or so. Erin is forecast to remain a hurricane into the weekend. We're watching some other areas in the tropics, though. We've got a tropical wave over the central tropical Atlantic that continues to produce a broad area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear conducive for gradual development of this system, and it could move westwards or west-northwestwards and approach the northern Leeward Islands by Friday. Formation chance through 7 days is medium at about 60%. Then way out in the eastern tropical Atlantic, satellite data indicating that a concentrated area of showers and thunderstorms just west of the Cabo Verde Islands, and environmental conditions appear marginally favorable for additional development. Through the next 7 days, formation chance is at about 30%. So we'll keep an eye on those two for you, but that is your morning blend weather check. Weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Looking to paint? Well, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And today, 24, time for a check of traffic brought to you by RBC. With RBC, reaching your goals happen here. So in real-time traffic, we're seeing some slow-moving traffic on Prince Charles Drive, just west of Fox Hill, east and west of Beatrice Avenue, and heading into Soldier Road and Robinson Road, that intersection there. And so mainly at the major intersections, but heading into Robinson Road. Robinson Road's going to be busy for you up to about Old Trail. Old Trail seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic from Soldier straight up to the intersection with Robinson. And then East Street looking busy just north of the Soldier Road intersection. That's between Soldier and the East-West Highway roundabout. And Blue Hill Road, as usual, near Carmichael. And as you approach Soldier Road, some slow-moving traffic there. Traffic backed up a bit, but slow moving, at least along Independence Drive westbound to the roundabout of Blue Hill Drive, Blue Hill Road. And Tawny Williams Darling Highway, slow moving westbound traffic to the roundabout with Milo Butler Highway. Those are your hotspots right now. That's your real-time traffic. And your morning blend traffic alert, also brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Need cover you can count on? Well, you can buy motor insurance your way. Stop by your nearest branch or visit nuainsurance.com. Simple, secure, and ready when you are.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Get ready to catch the thrill and win with Shell. Fuel up with $20 or more and unlock your shot at unforgettable prizes.
We're talking regatta trips to Exuma and Harbor Island.
Free fuel, grocery vouchers, water park passes, and more. Just snap your receipt and WhatsApp it to us at 242-422-0271. The vibes are high, the prizes are hot, and the summer is yours to win with Shell. Only at participating Shell stations in Nassau. Now through August 22nd. Terms and conditions apply.
Spend and stay this summer with CIBC Caribbean. Experience summer like never before when you spend with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. The lucky winner will receive the gift of relaxation and summer fun with a $3,000 travel voucher, a $1,000 cash prize, or a $500 spa gift certificate. Each time you spend $150 or more, you'll automatically be entered for your chance to win. Spend today with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit CIBCCaribbean.com/summer spend and save. Promotion ends September 30th, 2025.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Here's the Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil, shrimp,
clays.
stew, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Shot! Hey, let's go! Hey, hey, hey. I want to touch the road with you tonight, baby. And I want to love you up and make you feel brand new. I wanna hit you with that rake and scrape and let's play no time to waste. Give me that right away. It's time, girl, please don't be late. When I hit you with that juke and wine, come on, girl.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Royal Caribbean. They are recruiting, and they're going to be here to tell us about what they're looking for, the few good men and women they're looking for.
I'm looking for a few good men and women.
Royal Caribbean?
Yes.
Yes. You are just repeating what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's
Appreciate it.
An ad for something from back in the past, right?
Yeah. That's why, I'm playing on the words.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
you. Okay.
right.
We want you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I can see her right there doing that, pointing at you.
We
I can
want
see
you.
I just gave you free advertising. You're welcome. You're welcome, Royal Caribbean. Anyway, and then later Bristol.
You're
Wines
like
and Spirits.
AI. That's the AI kind of marketing suggestion.
Wow. Later, Bristol Wines and Spirits is going to be with us as well. All right, so that's all I had. We are talking about some issues in the news, though. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's very scary as well.
Yes.
This guy impersonating a police officer. So, again, he's only 20 years old, pleaded not guilty. And
it's not his first time.
Not his first time. And it was out at scenes, interacting with other officers. One inspector apparently said that he had been working with him and thought he was a cop. This is crazy stuff. And, wow, so...
I mean... Not that they're going to be hyper vigilant now.
I think they will.
Yeah, but how many other people? How many could there be?
So he was granted bail, $5,000 bail. The case has been adjourned to September 9th. So I'm thinking, I think that's kind of, I know everyone's entitled to bail, but this is kind of strange. So this texter, I'm thinking the same thing. Impersonating police officers is an extremely serious charge. Why was he given bail? Again, everybody has the right to it. And why was the bail so low? That's an interesting question. And was he fitted with an ankle bracelet? Now, this is one that I think deserves that.
Yeah,
Remember a few weeks
sure.
ago, I was saying, why would the guy who got into an argument with his baby mama and I think accidentally, somehow he hit his own child.
Oh.
And he was fitted with an ankle bracelet. I said, that's crazy. Yeah. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. I think he hit the car and the child. It was a crazy story, but there's no reason for him to have an ankle bracelet. But this person needs two.
Yeah, because but the story doesn't say that he was.
No, didn't say that. I mean, it doesn't mean that he wasn't. Right. That's true. But he definitely would be a prime case.
For
ankle bracelets. And giant, like, colorful ones that can't be hidden under his police uniform.
Give him the biggest one we got. The old analog one.
Oh, boy.
Which is a ball and chain, really.
Right. Oh, my God. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Chester.
Hi.
Mr. Strong, allow me to make two quick points. I'll comment on the first one with the guy impersonating a police officer, right? My father was a police, and he died. So I think what they should do is, if his father dies, not say it should happen or want it to happen, but they should quickly remove the uniform from the house. My father died, and the house was sold eventually years later, and so he had these uniforms there. And one of my family members moved to an out island, and I was left with them. And I called somebody, another family member, to come and pick up the uniform, which is it's a brown uniform. I wouldn't say what rank he was. And it was there for years, and so I just stayed, So he's not strong enough to just not put it on one night and impersonate an officer. But for me, at 61, there's a lot more things going on with the bag of wolf and sheep clothing we have actually wearing the uniforms. You understand me? Now, you don't have to agree with me, but, I'm on the ground. I don't know where you are, but I'd also like to say that there was something and also, Dwight, the amount of people moving around need psychiatric treatment, suffering from alcoholic psychosis, drug, whatever. It's really, I said this weeks ago and months ago on your show, and even from last year, I was saying it is endangering the public lives as we traverse through the city. There's a guy on Poinciana just the other day who was weaving in and out of the traffic, obviously stupefied or stuperized by something, and it was like he trying to commit suicide by traffic. But let me comment on something that I find very disturbing, and it's happening over and over. And it's a one-way narrative, so I would have to have a counter-narrative in which you allow the lady to run on and infuriate Bahamians as laborers, right, to say, well, the Haitians can do this and the Bahamians can do that, right? Right, I born in 1964. The Haitian word, the Creole word for lazy is parasite. Now, just to show you how long I had Haitian friends, when we was building, when I was building a house for these, they would come and help us and they would be paid, right? And we used to mix the cement in the road, like on the weekends, the 40 bag of cement, the 45 stand or whatever. How we would mix it, I can't remember the ratio, but we would have wheelbarrows and we would start to pour, do the work which was necessary. And so we used to tease one another as the first one who get tired. You know what I mean? So we would roll the wheelbarrow. The real laughter was when you have to roll the wheelbarrow up and something that's elevated, and so you need strength. And so we were all normal people, and so he would get tired, I would get tired. But what I'm saying is that the golf course, Ocean Club Estates, I worked on that as an electrician and many other sites. So I'm a Bahamian, and I'm able to take the sun and work. But what I did notice was a lot of the younger guys, for some reason, not all, but some of them can't take like a 7-day work week. I used to work overtime or a 6-day work week without saying they have a problem. But we be in the sun, I have a help and all of that. Those street lights, I would dig trenches half my height. And so I know about labor and you see where Ocean Club Estates is, Chester? From the gate to the clubhouse, I dug trenches for electrical wires and infrastructure, okay? So I don't want to hear this foolishness. I have Asian American friends who came from America. They are socially engineered. Guy can even pick a coconut and climb a coconut tree, and certain things they are incapable of doing also. So it's not the Bahamian versus the Haitian. And I hate to hear Bahamians come on the radio and infuriate Bahamians. I have a Bahamian guy who's come and clean the yard. I know a Bahamian guy who's come across the road and cleaned my friend's yard. And what I'm saying is something is anecdotal. It's not straight aboard across the board. Now, we do have social engineering in which Bahamians have become hedonistic, right? And don't want to do intensive labor. But if the money is right, they would do it. And so the Haitian labor is not cheaper, because when they come and they give you a price, they would do it. I know a Bahamian guy who has a landscaping company, he does his own work. So it's personally what you experience. But for me, I find it very, very insulting and infuriating for people to be calling and creating this schism that don't really exist. I grew up a lot of Haitian Bahamian guys in the inner city, and some of them are lazy also. And some of them, they are contributing also, Dwight, but they're also contributing negatively. So what I'm saying is, I have a better overview of what's going on in the inner city than most people who call these talk shows. And I don't care what they say. But I find it very disturbing that Bahamians are, and I mean, we know about Stephen Dillett, and we know about other positive contributions. But what has he done so good for us? See, you people are convoluting the conversation, Mr. Strachan. The migration crisis and the numerology is what counts. But they're saying that we should allow all of these people to come in here unabatedly because of some past. You see, you get my
I get what you're saying. So I think you're talking about the caller yesterday. Thanks a lot, 52. I think she wasn't talking about everybody. And she wasn't. I don't know her full motivations, but I don't think she was saying that we need to be worshiping people just because of Stephen Dillon. No, but she just mentioned that there have been lots of contributions, and we do have a lot of employers who say that the Bahamians they hire don't have the right work ethic. So she was highlighting that. Not that that's everybody, of course not, and I'm sure she would admit that not every person of Haitian descent would be the hardest working person in the world either. But she was just pointing out that we get worked up over the wrong things, just like what you're saying. And again, she was responding to people who were finding issues with the school lunch program or breakfast program, which I think that prompted her to call. But yeah, I know it sounds like some people are, without a doubt, speaking as if everything is everybody. But in that case, I don't think she was doing that. All right, so we don't have that much time on this. If you would get your views on what we're talking about with the court issues and the crime and the guy who was stabbing people and this guy impersonating police, really quickly, let's not get sidetracked like we did yesterday again. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Dwight, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good. I'm enjoying the humor that you and your co-host is bringing to this whole conversation with respect to the police imitation.
Although it's very scary. It's very scary. We shouldn't be laughing.
It is scary, but I sometimes the degree of humor is sometimes necessary to get through these issues. But I looking at it from the angle that he was successful in evading police detection of his impersonation for 3 weeks. There's a lot to be said about that. Yeah. Either we're looking at the police being weak in its ability to detect, or him being very good in his ability to evade. Either which way, it's of serious concern, because hopefully we don't have other persons or just detecting that there's a weakness on the part of the police force to detect this, and then we have a proliferation of it. But I think one of the most important point that was raised is the courts not deciding that he should be fitted with an ankle bracelet as a part of his bail arrangement. And it'll be interesting to understand if that was brought up, and if not, why wasn't it brought up? Right. Because clearly he's a person who has become a repeat offender in this respect. So curtailing and monitoring his conduct while he's on bail should be paramount, and I don't understand why it seems that that's not going to be the case.
So again, thanks a lot. Don't know if it is or not. It's not mentioned in this article. This is the Tribune, but normally
we don't know. We would say would mention it.
Well,
typically.
Our articles would mention, but
we don't know if he
was. We hope he was. Yeah. This is a wonderful example of when an opportunity for somebody to be on an ankle bracelet monitor. Absolutely. Final call on this. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi. Good morning.
Doing well. Dwight, Chester, do you remember when the Minister of Health, Mr. Dowell, passed the mental health amendment bill?
Yes.
And it said that in this bill, the government or the authorities would have the right to remove individuals off the street who were obviously showing some diminished capabilities of, taking care of themselves. I remember when the Minister of Tourism gave his contribution, there were all kinds of beating on the desk. He said, we'd be able to move these vagrants off the street who were harassing these tourists and whatnot. Have you seen anybody moved off the street as yet, Mr. Strachan?
I mean, that's an unusual question. I mean, it's possible, right? We see a whole lot of people still on the street. So that doesn't mean that there haven't been people removed.
Yeah, but so, I mean, if you're seeing more and more and the same people, basically you're seeing the same people.
I really don't know if I'm seeing the same people. I feel like I'm seeing new people every week.
New people plus old people.
Sometimes.
Right? But it goes to show that sometimes these, they go and they pass these bills and they do all of this stuff.
But, we went through the bill, or I don't know if it's the same bill you're talking about, but we went through a bill last year, and it showed that it's very difficult to get the folks off. I mean, they have to agree, or their family members have to agree, and that's not very easy if you aren't in the right frame of mind. So I think there are plenty of challenges with this.
It is said that,
maybe you're talking about the downtown thing they said when they were just remove the vagrants out of downtown. But to get people off the street who are in mental distress is not easy. They have certainly not made it easy.
Right. So that's almost like this anti-gang bill that they passed through.
In some ways, it is not easy.
It's hard to convict somebody of being a gang.
Yeah.
And now every time you hear these police, it was gang related, okay, these things, it was gang related. But if you know it's gang related, why don't you go and get them and carry them to court and charge them?
Yeah.
You know, it's like we under the House of Parliament, like you just doing this just to waste time to say you're doing something, and there's no strength. There's nothing. It's just a complete waste of time, man. Parliament should pass bills for the good governance of this country. That is what they're supposed to do, and enforce the laws. Enforce the laws. We don't know yet whether we're supposed to turn on left or the light yet. That's still on the table.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
the majority of us have agreed that we should.
That's not exactly right, but it's supposed to be where it is posted, where there is a sign, and of course we know there's a massive problem. There's one sign on New Providence, and that's crazy stuff.
Well,
but you're supposed to know that you are not to turn
a light
left. There's a light that says it. Okay, so there's a light, and then there's a sign that tells you. Well, maybe there might be two lights, but you know that you should not be doing it when there are 100 cars coming at you, and their light is green and yours is red. You don't take 5 minutes to turn out the corner. But that's not. I don't know what we're gonna do. Okay, so this. I wanted to mention this really quickly. We're running out of time, but this is very disturbing to me. There's another story in the paper today because I need people to hear this.
Again.
And you know, lawyers, you're doing your job, but I don't know how you sleep at night. I really don't. Grandfather pleads guilty to incest. 61-year-old former welder admitted to molesting his 9-year-old granddaughter on Tuesday. Right? So yeah, he raped this child. In his home, his granddaughter. So the lawyer making an appeal to the magistrate, saying that this old man has poor vision due to his years as a welder and that he lost hearing due to an accident, and asking the court to consider his failing health in passing a sentence.
As I was driving here listening to you read it, I thought the same thing. Like, I know it's the lawyer's job.
Yeah. You don't have to do your job that well, though. Take a cue from some other people around the country who are barely, they're half, whatting it. You don't have to do your job so well, Mr. Lawyer. But I hope the magistrate says, I considered it, and I said, nope, nope.
I mean, if he's gonna get jail time, isn't it better if your vision isn't so good?
And he can't hear.
And he can't hear. To make the experience a little easier. I'm just saying.
Oh, boy. We'll be back after these messages. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
And I say, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, but when we come to party, this junk and hook that got me wet. So my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, we could be waking, swiping, winding up and misbehaving.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is how we do it.
Get ready to kick off the new school year with a bang. It's the Guardian Media Group and Rotary Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th in the parking lot of the Nassau Guardian in Oakesville, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join us for a day of fun, games, and back-to-school excitement. We've got something for everyone, from bouncing castles and face painting to health screenings, hair grooming, and giveaways. Meet some of your favorite local businesses and get ready for the new school year with all the essentials. We'll have school supply vendors and local eateries with delicious treats. Don't miss out on the fun. The Guardian Media Group and Rotary Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th at the Nassau Guardians parking lot, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the perfect way to celebrate the end of summer and get excited for a great school year. See you here.
Brought to you by The Walking Clinic, Boss, Alive, FML, Asa H. Pritchard, Nassau Agencies, Original Parties, Caribbean Bottling Limited, Purity, Ari the Artist, Little Caesars, Marco's, Wendy's.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you. And I said, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Pick it up. And I said, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, but when we come to party, this junk and look at me wet. So, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here, we could be waking, striping, winding up and misbehaving. Give me plenty energy, go for this. Don't stop party, grab the sex, margarita, drinking gin, coconut water, boxing day on the go bed, party all night and day. And I say, oh, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is your time when we come to party. And I say, oh, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is your we could be raking, scraping, winding up and misbehaving.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And they're recruiting. Royal Caribbean is looking for you. They want you to join the team. And here to tell us about exactly what they're looking for. We are very pleased to welcome back Head of Corporate Communications, Jillian Gray. And we also have recruiter for private destinations, Adina Wilson, and recruiter for private destinations. Both of you, the same? Am I reading this wrong?
No,
what
that's
did
the
I?
same. That's
Yeah.
the same.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Nassan Bain. Hey, welcome. Great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Great to be here. And yes, we have a vast recruitment team because we are looking for 200 individuals. Dwight.
Oh, wow.
We've been talking about the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, and as we get closer to December 2025 when we have our opening, I'm getting more and more exciting. excited, but it's a little bit of a nervous excitement. I'm like, okay, we need to get this going. And so we had a very successful, we're at the tail end of wave 2 recruitment right now.
Right.
And it's been very successful. We've recently hired a few more managers, a few more supervisors. And so I'm very excited about that. But we still have a lot more to go. So if you're listening to me, and if you want to be a part of Royal Beach Club Paradise Island in any one of our positions, food and beverage, guest services, island experience, please go to royalbeachclub@paradiseisland.com/career, or you can email us at pdrecruitment@rccl.com. But I'm going to hand it over to the experts in the room to talk a little bit about some of the positions that we have available, as well as what's been going on over the last few weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So before we get into what's available, so you were here a few weeks back,
Yes.
and you had some recruitment drives then. So
Yes.
what happened? What came out of that? How many people were hired?
So we have had three managers. We've had one specialist. We have had a growing list of people for all of our island experiences positions. And this week, and that's why I want them to jump in, this week we're actually starting to have more career events so that we interview these people. So all of the applications have come in, and over the next few weeks, you're going to see us have more and more career events so that we can interview people on the spot and make sure that they are in our data pool so that we can begin to start hiring. And it's going to be in a phased approach.
Okay.
Yes, if I can tag on to Jillian, we are having a host of events coming up as of tomorrow. We're partnering with Titan Hospitality, and we're looking for front of house and back of house full food and beverage positions. So if you feel that you are one of those individuals who can suit and be filling one of our positions for Royal Beach Club, please come out. Food and beverage is calling you. Okay. We're also hosting a lifeguard swim test, and that will be taking place at the Betty Kelly Training Center on Saturday with a training event to follow for our lifeguard staff. So we have about 40 lifeguards that we are sourcing, and we would love to fill one of those positions
40.
with you. Yes,
Wow.
40.
Yes.
So primarily, we're looking for individuals who can swim about 200 meters of a 50-meter pool standard, tread water for about 1 minute, and also dive down to a depth of about 8 feet to retrieve a 10-pound weighted item.
Wow.
So if you can do that, preferentially, we ask that you are swimming with a freestyle stroke. And if you're able to do that, please come on down. We'd love to have you.
Okay. Oh, boy. So lots of questions. And Nassan, you want to add something before we get into that?
Yes, so I just want to let everybody know, if you're not a swimmer, we do have other positions available for you. Right now, we're looking for supervisory roles, the lifeguard manager. You would need to swim for that, but also F&B positions. Coming up in this wave, we're going to be hiring finance managers, security managers, as well as our technical team. So if you're not a swimmer, you can still come out and give us your name, or you can go ahead and apply using the PD recruitment at rccl.com or our website, royalbeachclub@paradiseisland.com/career.
All right. So for the lifeguard, that's Saturday, you say?
This
Yep.
Saturday,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Are you looking for trained lifeguards, or are you going to do some training?
So
They just need to
if
be
they
able
can
to
pass
complete.
our swim component and our
Right.
interview process on Saturday, we do have a training to follow suit where we equipped all of our lifeguards to be ready for day one.
All right.
Yep. And again, just that information for where you can go. It's at between 9:30 and 1 p.m. on Saturday at the Betty Kelly Swim Complex. And you can come there, bring all of your information, your 2 character references, your identification, and take the swim test, and then you'll be in. Or if you want any of our food and beverage positions, we are going to be at Solamar between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. this Thursday and Friday, filling front of house and back of house positions for Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island.
If you don't know where Betty Kelly is, it's just the pool at the stadium. There you go.
Thank you for bringing
You're
that
welcome.
into layman's terms. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
So I want to get back to food and beverage in a bit, but with the lifeguard. So you were here a few weeks ago and you did a test that week. Did you find anybody? Because you're looking for 40 lifeguards. Was anybody successful? I was there, and it was not easy. And
You were there, like you were at the
I
pool?
took some people who wanted to be lifeguards. So
Oh.
I transported them, and
oh boy,
I'm like, I could never.
So I think people are intimidated about the pool size.
Yeah.
However, if you are a swimmer and you feel like you're a strong swimmer, I encourage you to come on out. Our trainers do work with you. We also do train individuals in the pool in they can always come back the next time. So we had 2 swim tests in the month of July, and now again in August we're having more. So every month you'll see us having swim tests, and like I said, we train you, so we give you pointers after you come out of the water and equip you for the next time. So if you don't pass this time, there's always a next time.
Okay, all right. I did see some people who passed. They did everything. I'm like, you are so.
They swam 200 meters.
They swam the length of the pool. They went and did the treading water for the whole minute, and they dove down to get that brick. And I'm like, this is Aquaman here.
Now listen, you have people who live on the island, like me, I'm from Grand Bahama, who have been swimming in canal. Well, let's not get into that. So who have been swimming all their life. They can do those things. I won't put myself in that pool because I'm an actual trained scuba diver, and so
Really?
I can do that.
I forgot about that.
I know, right? I can do that very easily. But you sometimes people get intimidated. But if you have been swimming your entire life, just challenge yourself. You know, you probably can do it. Or if you're listening to me and you know someone who has been a part of a swim club, they regularly, that's nothing for them to be able to dive down to the pool. And we have many swim clubs here. And so we've been encouraging them to encourage your young people to come out. You may be an aunt, an uncle who's listening to this. Encourage your young people to come out to take the swim test, because this is a position that you can grow in. You can start at the Royal Beach Club. You can start at Coco Key, whatever is your preference. And then you can transfer to ships. And you can be on our ships around the world, in Europe, in the Caribbean. You can be wherever, Mediterranean. We have cruises all over the world. And so if you want to, you can transfer and go and do that. And so I always tell people, don't think about it as a job. Think about it as a career opportunity. And that's for all of the positions all of the 200 positions that we're offering. These are career opportunities. You start somewhere, and then who knows where you're going to end up.
So if you didn't pass it a few weeks ago, you can come back and do it again.
Most definitely.
Excellent. All right. So with food and beverage, do you need to have experience in order to apply?
So for most of our food and beverage, we do require that you have experience. Again, Royal Beach Club, we want to showcase the best. And we do require that you have food and beverage in serving, culinary, as well as
our kitchen attendants are akin to more of a steward position. So if you have experience within stewarding, we do encourage you to come out and try your hand.
Okay.
We also look for skilled chefs. That's the commie cook, the sous chefs, the executive chefs. So those positions are more so the trained positions. Our bar service staffs, we have bar backs, bar servers, bar attendants, and also the bartender position, which, as you go up the ranking, you have more qualifications and training. But we're not just going to throw you in. If you're in a part of our family, which is the Royal Beach Club family, then you know that you're a part of a great team that's going to train you and equip you for the job, right?
Excellent.
I do want to say here that on Thursday, so we're splitting it up. We want to make sure that we focus on various different areas over the next 2 days. So at Solamar on Thursday, we're focusing on front of house. So that is anything from cabana attendants, restaurant attendants, bartender, bar server, bar attendant. And then on Friday, we're going to focus on the back of house position. So that's the kitchen attendant. Those are the chefs, the commies, those areas. And so if you come on one day and it's for another day, we may still take you, but we do want you to focus on which days is for the position that you want to apply for. So if you want to do cabana attendant, restaurant attendant, bartender, bar server, bar attendant, that's Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Solamar. Or if you want a kitchen attendant, a chef, all of those things, that is on Friday, same time, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Solamar. So either one.
Solamar is what used to be
Compass Point. Yes, what used to be Compass Point. So they have a large area. We're looking for lots of people to come out. We don't have any setup just yet for anything other than food and beverage for these 2 events. But we will be back when we're going to let you know about the other career events for the other positions. So this Thursday and Friday, we are solely focusing on all of our food and beverage positions. Saturday is for the lifeguards, and then we're going to come back and let you know about our island experience, island operations, all of the whole 9 yards.
All right, so if you can't make it Thursday and Friday, but you're interested in this, what should you do?
So you can go ahead and apply. We have advertisements on 242 Jobs, Job Seekers, which is the Department of Labor's website. You can apply directly through email at pdrecruitment@rccl.com or at Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/careers.
Okay.
I think that we've said that so many times that it's ingrained in them. So yes, so if you can't make it Thursday or Friday, please go to our website and click apply for one of the positions, and we'll get that to where it needs to go, and you can be a part of one of our the career events.
And how big is this team that have to sort through all of these people?
Listen, we have a team of 5 recruiters.
Wow.
And just now, while we were waiting, she was sorting through some of the applications and she said, "Oh, we have 50. That's not a lot." And I was like, 50 is not a lot. And so, as I was saying, we're looking for people. They do a fantabulous job. I know that's not a word. A fantabulous job of sorting through all of the resumes. At one point, I know that they were getting up to about 3,000, and so they've sorted through a lot of those. Yes, they've sorted through a lot of those, and so we're looking for more people to apply. And if you have applied, you haven't heard anything, please follow up via email at pdrecruitment@rccl.com. Give it a call to action. Say, "Hey, my name is John. I applied on July 10th, and I did not hear anything back. I'm interested in this position. Can you inform me as to where we are?" And we'll make sure that one of our recruitment officers replies to you.
I can put you all on. So for in-person people who are coming in person, you got to bring your A game, clearly, right? I can put you all on the spot. I mean, has it been rough sometimes with the in-person thing? I know times were hard and hard today with people, and,
Edina.
So we always have a poker face on, right? So we are engaging everybody that comes in person. If we cannot engage you right away, we do refer you to our online website, or if we have time and bandwidth within the office, we do walk you through the application process and get you sorted out along with preparing you for an interview with one of our hiring managers.
But for the most part, you're seeing people who have great potential, or
Most
some
definitely. I
some
feel
of these people coming in and they're like, "Ay."
I feel like a lot of our candidates are very qualified. It's
Okay.
just preparing them for interview etiquette. A lot of people are
what I'm
skilled. A lot of
thinking,
people are just nervous when it comes to who
Yeah.
am I standing in front of? I've worked at this one organization for 15 years. What do you mean I have to interview again? And so it's just getting over the jitters and getting them calm. Like, you're just a human. We're humans too. So once you're talking to us and you're speaking of all of your qualifications, you're going to be.
I love your diplomacy.
Jess is trying to
so
cause
good.
trouble today. I don't know what he's up to.
Hey, I've been interviewing people for hotel positions at some point. I understand, bro.
Oh, my.
How rough it could be.
All right, so he says bring your A game, but what else do people need to bring
what else
if they're coming Thursday or Friday? What should you bring? You need resumes, you need...
So, yes, we're asking for you to bring your government-issued identification. That's your passport, NIB, police character reference, 2 character references from previous employers, along with that resume, yes.
You need the actual references or names of people who could provide the reference?
The actual references, please.
All right, wow.
All right,
Could you get like on the spot hired?
Most
Oh,
definitely.
really? Oh, okay.
wow.
And that's why you need to bring all of your
Bring everything.
documentation
Yeah.
so that we can have a great file on you. And so once we have that file and you're a great candidate, we're standing in front of you and say, "Okay, so when do you want to start?"
Oh, wow. And when can people start? When would the earliest be for anybody applying on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
So our F&B positions, we're seeking to employ most of them by the end of September. So we want to have those upwards to 200 persons in place by then.
Wow.
So having your documents in hand it would put you ahead of everybody else, because once it's time to begin the onboarding process and the offer process, you would go through the process smoothly.
Yeah.
So October, November, when are people going to get to the island and start to see where they're going to be? I mean, if you hire at the end of September, are they just training in some Royal Caribbean office until things are really, really ready?
So we do have lots of training that is going. And when you think about it, Chester, these are 200 people. This is not, they can't fit in this
Of
room
course,
that we're in right now. So we're going to have various different tranches of training and then in various different spaces. And so I don't want to reveal too much of our process leading up to the Royal Beach Club opening. But if you know somebody, they're going to let you know about the process. But October and November is our training period.
Right.
That is where we have to get everything from uniforms, get everything from the specialty drinks that we're going to be making. I've talked about our fire engine fritters on here. We got to make sure that our people know how to make those things.
And you've come back here without the fire engine fritters.
Oh man,
You're
I
supposed to
forgot.
come, right.
I forgot.
So
next time. Yes.
Dwight's steady begging for food.
All right, so one more time, really slowly, tell people what they need to bring on Thursday and Friday.
So you guys can go ahead and have your NIB card. You can have your two written character references, one from a previous employer. You also can bring along your police record or your police certificate, as well as your resume and a valid passport for at least 6 months.
Okay. All right.
Any of these positions require training outside of the country?
Yes. So my position actually
Well, yeah, I mean,
did. So when we do managers and things like that, we do have some positions that travel to our head office.
Right.
And again, I don't want to reveal too much of our process, but we do have certain positions. If you're in one of those managerial roles, if you're in a director role in particular, you are going to, and especially if it is something technical or IT, those types of positions, we want to, it's not just being skilled in that, but also the brand way, the royal way.
Yeah.
And so they do have to go through an extensive training process to really get ingrained into the company culture. And so we do have positions that do train away. Some positions are trained here and some positions are trained away, yes.
Anybody gonna have to go to Coco Key for a couple of days to get some training?
So we do have some people who will probably go to Coco Key because, of course, that is a world class. Are the premier destination in the Caribbean. And so we do want to get them a little bit acquainted as to how we do things.
Right.
And so some positions will have to go to Coco Key. They spend a couple of days there in any event, getting familiar with the people, and then we're all connected. And so I've been to Coco Key. That was a part of my training as well. So yes, we do have to give them the entire royal experience, let them experience it themselves, and then we go out from there. And we do have a number of positions. So we've been talking about the food and beverage positions and about the lifeguard positions because we have these events coming up this week. But I want to remind people that when we talk about career opportunities, we're still looking for an assistant harbor master, assistant island experience manager. We're looking for carpenters, electricians, environmental manager. We're looking for an executive office administrator. We're looking for facilities maintenance lead, IT specialist, upholsterer, vehicle generator mechanic, a warehouse manager. We're looking for, it's a lot. We're looking for a lot. There are lots
you
of...
all could solve the unemployment crisis if there is one in the country.
Right away.
Well, what I would say is that what we are looking for is skilled people in a variety of disciplines. And so they can come and they can see what is on our website, storekeeper, technical administrator. So if you are in the tourism space, or even if you're a little bit outside, so you wouldn't typically think of a carpenter in the tourism space. So if you are a carpenter, you're looking to, expand your wings a little bit more. If you're an electrician, if you are a pool maintenance personnel, all of those things, refrigeration technician, all of those things. So even if you are in a different discipline that would not typically be associated with tourism, just go on the website. Just take a little peek to see if this is something that you would be interested in and if there is a position that aligns with your skills.
All right, so we got about a minute left. Remind folks, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday what's going to be happening.
So commencing on Thursday and Friday, we're going to partner with Titan Hospitality, looking for front and back of house food and beverage positions. And then on Saturday, we're having a swim test event for Royal Beach Club along with Coco Key. And these are for lifeguards primarily.
Okay. And 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday and Friday.
9:30 to 1.
to 1 on Saturday.
Absolutely. And if you need to contact us, please go to Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career or PD recruitment at rccl.com. Those are the two ways that you can get linked up with us, or simply come out tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Solamar, Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Solamar for the food and beverage positions or the lifeguard position on Saturday.
Okay, wonderful
These
stuff.
Exciting positions.
Very
you know?
exciting.
If you get a bar job, you're going to be a bartender at one of the largest swim-up bars
in the world.
In the world, not just the region.
In the world.
Look at that.
This would be great on the resume.
How fun
eh?
is that?
Jillian May, Adina Wilson, and Hassan Bain, thank you so much for being here this morning. Good luck to you all. Good luck
Yes.
to everybody who's coming out on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and can't wait for December. Thanks again. We're going to break for news and be back with Morning Blend Business. Stay with us.
Went to the dance the other night. Yeah. Like a dancing machine, I said the groove was right. Woo. Hand in hand and cheek to cheek. I held my woman close as she began to speak. Feelings is love that we share. Feelings I love you and I don't care.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Dwight, Strachan, along with Chester Robards. We're scheduled to be with our friends from Bristol Wines and Spirits. But let's begin with our morning business report. In your morning business report, a U.S. energy company will provide liquefied natural gas, LNG regasification, and cryogenic equipment for the new Providence Gas Project in Nassau, California-based Nikiso Clean Energy and Industrial Gases Group announcing yesterday that it was contracted by NPG, a joint venture to be formed by Shell and subsidiary Focol for the work. While the statement explains that the project involves an LNG receiving terminal, it does not specify whether the terminal will be land-based or sea-based. After being asked whether the facility will be built on land or floated by sea, Focol Chairman Sir Franklin Wilson telling Guardian Business that there are many factors to still be considered. Nikiso says that the terminal is bound for Clifton Pier, as was stated by Sir Franklin in March when the deal with Shell was finalized for the development of the $200 million LNG plant and regasification facility. Air Canada is expected to resume flights to the Bahamas today after the airline's flight attendants went on strike, forcing cancellations that began last Wednesday. Former president of the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association, Robert Sandy Sands, telling Guardian Business that it was fortunate the strike happened in the midst of the slow tourism season. Sands, who's also a senior vice president of Bahamar, says there was no material impact from the strike in terms of occupancies. According to Reuters, the industrial action led to 623 flight cancellations that impacted more than 100,000 passengers Friday. Reuters said the union that represents Air Canada's 10,000 flight attendants chose to strike after they could not reach an agreement with the airline's executives over increased wages and compensation for unpaid work. As of Wednesday, August 13th, Air Canada began suspending services in response to a strike notice by its flight attendants union. Meanwhile, Director of Aviation Dr. Kenneth Romer says that Air Canada canceled all flights to the Bahamas on August 16th and other destinations amid the strike. Romer says the management staff at NASA Flight Services has to be commended for the assistance they gave to displaced passengers, saying that NFS, as the agency responsible for facilitating ground handling services for Air Canada, along with NAD and industry stakeholders. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association President Dr. Marvin Smith says that the newly created Bahamas Pharmaceutical Union will give pharmacists more leverage when dealing with contract negotiations with the government. The BPU will handle external negotiations, contract management, and financial aspects, while the BPA will focus on professional growth and advocacy. The union's board consists of the same officers as the BPA to ensure continuity and avoid legal challenges. The BPU has already begun recruiting members with positive responses from pharmacy owners and distributors. The process of recognition by the Department of Labor and the Office of the Attorney General is underway, aiming to avoid legal disputes and ensure smooth operations. And Bahamas First Holdings Limited reporting a $3.9 million year-on-year improvement on total comprehensive income for the first half of 2025. Bahamas First, in a release on its second quarter report for 2025, announcing solid growth in the group's financial performance, with total comprehensive income increasing by $3.9 million compared to the prior period. For the 6 months ended the 30th of June 2025, the group reported total comprehensive income of $0.2 million, an improvement over the total comprehensive loss of $3.7 million in the comparative period in 2024. Overseas, higher food and airfare prices pushing UK inflation above expectations in July. That's according to official figures released today. This has tempered market expectations that the Bank of England will cut interest rates again this year. The Office for National Statistics said consumer price inflation in the UK was 3.8% in the year to July, up from 3.6% in June. One of the contributors was airlines, soaring by 30.2% between June and July, the biggest jump since the collection of monthly data began in 2001. Most economists had anticipated a more modest rise in inflation to 3.7%. With inflation now at its highest rate since January 2024 and nearly double the Bank of England's target of 2%, the prospects for another rate cut in 2025 are diminishing. is counting on a company veteran to revive its magic as it struggles to compete with rivals like Walmart. The Minneapolis-based retailer said today that Chief Operating Officer Michael Fidelki, who had been with Target for 20 years, will become CEO February 1st. He succeeds Brian Cornell, who helped re-energize the company when he took helm in 2014, but has struggled to turn around weak sales in a more competitive retail landscape since the COVID pandemic. Fidelki has overhauled Target's supply network and expanded the company's stores and digital services while cutting costs. In May, the company announced that he would lead a new office focused on faster decision-making to help accelerate sales growth. And U.S. President Donald Trump wants the U.S. government to own a piece of Intel less than 2 weeks after demanding the Silicon Valley pioneer dump the CEO that was hired to turn around the slumping chipmaker. If the goal is realized, the investment would deepen the Trump administration's involvement in the computer industry as the president ramps up the pressure for more U.S. companies to manufacture products domestically instead of relying on overseas suppliers. The Trump administration is in talks to secure a 10% stake in Intel in exchange for converting government grants that were pledged to Intel under President Joe Biden. If the deal is completed, the U.S. government will become one of Intel's largest shareholders and blur the traditional line separating the public sector and the private sector in a country that remains the world's largest economy. And Wall Street continues to drift today while news of a leadership change at Target took some of the spotlight away from the latest batch of corporate earnings reports. As we told you, Target tumbled 9% after the struggling Minneapolis retailer said that CEO Brian Cornell plans to step down February 1st. COO Michael Fidelki, a 20-year company veteran, will succeed him. Target also reported Wednesday that comparable store sales fell 1.9% in the period, a measure that has been flat or declined in 8 out of the past 10 quarters. On the winning side was home improvement retailer Lowe's, which jumped 3.4% after it beat Wall Street's sales and profit expectations. Lowe's also announced that it was acquiring Foundation Building Materials, a distributor of interior building products, for about $8.8 billion. Estee Lauder slid 7.5% after the makeup and beauty company reported an 8% decline in sales in fiscal 2025 after a significant drop in adjusted per-share profit. Meanwhile, the week's biggest news for Wall Street likely arriving Friday when Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell will give a highly anticipated speech in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The setting has been home to big policy announcements from the Fed in the past, and the hope on Wall Street is that Powell will hint at the interest rate cut coming soon. The Fed has kept its main interest rate steady this year, primarily because of the fear of the possibility that U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs could push inflation higher. But a surprisingly weak report on job growth across the country may be superseding that. Meanwhile, Chinese toy company Pop Mart International Group's shares traded in Hong Kong soared 12.5% after its CEO said its annual revenue could top $4 billion this year, more than quadrupling after more than doubling in the first half of the year. Its CEO also announced that the company was releasing a mini version of its popular Labubu dolls. Closer to home, in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday. Your market movers, AML Foods Limited moving 2,510 shares, closing at 640 unchanged. Consolidated Water unchanged at 647. Emir Incorporated down 23 cents, closing at 11.49. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,010.97, down 0.23. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for your generations.
With RBC,
your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement.
And your dreams become your life.
Whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them.
This October, Bahama invites you to indulge your senses at the Culinary and Arts Festival, where world-class flavors meet breathtaking creativity in the heart of the Bahamas. Join us October 22nd through 26th for an unforgettable celebration featuring culinary legends Marcus Samuelson, Dario Cicchini, Simeon Hall Jr., and Scott Conant, alongside a vibrant lineup of chefs and mixologists. Explore captivating art installations, interactive workshops, and live performances, all set against the stunning backdrop of Nassau's premier luxury resort. From curated tasting events to beachfront feasts and immersive gallery experiences, this is more than a festival. It's a feast for the soul. Tickets and packages are going fast. Visit bahamar.com to reserve your spot at the Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, where taste and talent take center stage.
Spring into savings at Robert's Furniture with appliance combos that work for your home and your pocket. GE 18 cubic feet fridge and stove, only $15.99. Visit our linen department where 100% cotton towels start at just $2. Take advantage of the long summer evenings with Panama Jack patio furniture and save 25%. Or how about a free box spring with any orthopedic mattress purchase? And with salary deductions, layaway, and the gift registry, there's a payment option to suit every budget. Robert's Furniture, quality, comfort, style, 5th Terrace, Centerville. 322-8862. Like us on Facebook.
This is how we do it.
Get ready to kick off the new school year with a bang. It's the Guardian Media Group and Rotary Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th in the parking lot of the Nassau Guardian in Oaksfield, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join us for a day of fun, games, and back-to-school excitement. We've got something for everyone, from bouncing castles and face painting to health screenings, hair grooming, and giveaways. Meet some of your favorite local businesses and get ready for the new school year with all the essentials. We'll have school supply vendors and local eateries with delicious treats. Don't miss out on the fun. The Guardian Media Group and Rotary Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th at the Nassau Guardians parking lot, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the perfect way to celebrate the end of summer and get excited for a great school year. See you here.
Brought to you by
Island Wholesale, Splash of Sunshine, Purity Bakery, Janae's Uniform Center, Harry's, Celestial Treats, Sun Oil, Lowe's, A&N's Kitchen, Zelrana Mackey, Lumber Snack, Precious Curry, Robert Russell. And brought to you by the Delphinus Agency Limited.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Straw along with Chester Robards. All right, so we might have to reschedule our session with our friends from Bristol Wines and Spirits. But so let's get to the big story in the Nassau Guardian today. I know I said earlier I didn't have the energy to get into it, but let's do it. So the government firing back at the Fiscal Responsibility Council says its strategy is guided by realism. Rachel Scott writing about it today. So while an annual report from the Fiscal Responsibility Council raised concern over the government's fiscal projections, the Davis administration said yesterday it remains confident in its strategy, which is guided by realism and prudence. It said in response to the report's findings, quote, the government of the Bahamas is resolute. Our fiscal strategy is balanced, sustainable, and firmly focused on securing a stronger, more resilient future for our nation and our people. Well, in its report, the FRC, Fiscal Responsibility Council, pension reform and reforms to state-owned enterprises, SOEs, would be necessary for the government to meet its target of a surplus of $75 million for the 2025-2026 budget year. That's this fiscal year, of course, as what Prime Minister Davis had said there would be. We know that would be very difficult to get pension reform and reform to SOEs up and running before the end of this fiscal year.
Right.
Probably impossible.
Right.
In that time frame. Not impossible in general, but in that time frame. Highly challenging. It also noted, this is the FRC, that a $9.6 million surplus is required in the fourth quarter of 2024-2025 in order for the government to meet its projection of a $69.8 million deficit for the year. Also highly improbable. The report said the government also critically failed to comply with oversight of public enterprises and transparency around public-private partnerships. But in its statement, the government claimed that it scored very well, noting that it has charted a clear path to reduce the debt-to-GDP ratio to 50% by fiscal year 2030. 2031, I believe that is. And it said the council itself has confirmed that the Bahamas is broadly compliant with the Public Financial Management Act and that their debt trajectory is on a downward course, but it did acknowledge there's room for improvement. So the government says, quote, the government recognizes that the council has raised questions about revenue targets, expenditure, ceilings, and the treatment of capital spending. Our approach is guided by realism and prudence. The decision to allow state-owned enterprises to undertake critical capital investments is not an attempt to obscure expenditure, but to accelerate national development through entities best positioned to deliver sector-specific projects. The government will continue reporting on these initiatives to ensure clarity and transparency. The government will continue to improve reporting. The government said it is unapologetic in its belief that fiscal policy should be pursued in a manner to improve the lives of Bahamians, not as an end in itself. It said, quote, decisions such as adjusting the VAT rate on essential items are designed to ease cost of living pressures on families at a time when inflation and global shocks remain very real concerns. These measures reflect a deliberate choice to protect the most vulnerable, while at the same time pursuing reforms to broaden the tax base through initiatives such as the domestic minimum top-up tax, enhanced compliance enforcement, and the digitalization of the tax system. We are also pressing ahead with structural reforms that will yield long-term savings and resilience. You're very angry at those papers. What's happening over there? Okay. Pension reform for new public sector entrants will contain fees. Rationalization of state-owned enterprises will reduce fiscal transfers. And reforms, who's saying this? The government saying this? Okay, we are pressing ahead with structural reforms that will yield long-term savings. Pension reform for new public sector entrants will contain future liabilities. Rationalization of state-owned enterprises will reduce fiscal transfers. When's this happening? And reforms in energy and digital infrastructure will support both competitiveness and fiscal sustainability. At the same time, annual contributions to the sinking fund, prudent borrowing strategies, and expanded access to concessional financing demonstrate that debt management remains a top priority. The government, however, said the council's report acts as a roadmap for reform and said that continuous learning, better reporting, and stronger execution are part of their commitment to building credibility and trust in fiscal management. Okay. So what do we make of this? They're right, but well? Is that basically to sum up?
Pretty much. Well,
we're getting there.
They didn't answer so this is interesting. The decision to allow state-owned enterprises to undertake critical capital investments is not an attempt to obscure expenditure, but to accelerate national development through entities best positioned to deliver sector-specific projects. Not intended to obscure expenditure, right? Then says afterwards the government will continue to improve reporting on these initiatives to ensure clarity and transparency. Why didn't we get the clarity and transparency in the first place? Then you wouldn't have to use the word obscure.
Well, they're making efforts to be better.
That's weird. That's very strange.
We'll continue to try to be better, so that you don't see that we, or assume that we're trying to obscure things. But you're right. This is what they're saying, right? You're right. We need to do these things. But I guess it's saying you're not right that won't have a surplus because we're absolute in what we're doing. Yeah? Is that a good summary? I don't know exactly.
Because if you go and add up all the other things that might be obscured, there ain't no surplus.
Can't say that, though. Can you say that? I mean, we don't know. I mean,
well, the things that are missing, that the opposition says missing from the books, that are probably missing from the books because they're tied up in PPPs, which is something the FRC pointed out as well. That,
yeah. Well, that's what people have been saying, right? What's being left off?
Right.
What
left
won't
off.
get done?
Correct.
Because of in order to have a surplus. Yeah. Let's get your reaction.
I owe. But the book's looking good, bro.
I thought you were singing a song.
That one's dedicated to 52.
The rhyming is contagious. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Wow. Okay. Guided by realism. Any reaction from anybody else so far? You're in the business world there. To the government statements as yet.
Not the statement. No, I haven't seen anything pop up yet.
But what are folks saying about the FRC and what they're saying?
No, I think people agree with the position. I thought a lot of what the FRC said was fair, and these people have credibility to keep up, so I would hope that they would be fair. In the government statement, they said that the former administration hadn't published any reports from the FRC. I don't know if that was right. Is that right? I'm trying to remember. I remember covering like the first one, the very first one that was published, but I don't know if that was published after the government changed. And if it did, it wasn't. It was very soon after the government changed.
Well, midway through, we were
in the midst of all kinds of stuff.
Right, Dorian and the pandemic. So I don't know, even if they did, if anyone was paying attention, as we were fighting for our lives in so many ways, it seems. Yeah. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. All right, so as I suspected, not too many people are going to be really interested in this. It's very important stuff, but yeah, we'll see at the end of the fiscal year where things stand.
Well, that's all you could wait for.
Right? Boy.
Things change. Thank God we ducked the hurricane.
Again, they're depending on us to spend the money and pay the taxes, and then they will, right? It all depends on how you feel for the most part, isn't it? Like your spending, whether you decide to pay your real property tax or whatever, to determine this, whether you travel, whether people travel here, and if those things don't happen, then this means nothing.
Well, they say the private island's gonna be dropping the bag on us.
I see.
For the next 5 years.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning again, Dwight.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah. My question is this the person, the fiscal responsibility, whatever that is, was that appointed by the government?
Yes.
It was a government-appointed consul, right?
Right.
Thought that the government stays in line, right?
Right.
So why is the government trying to refute what it's saying? Why is it? It's just like the PAC, which was appointed to oversee the government spending, yet the government refuses to acquiesce to them, and so on and so forth.
I don't know if your language is right, but they're just saying that we see things differently, I guess. We acknowledge what they're saying, but trust us, we know what we're doing, and we're going to show you. That's basically
what you're saying,
right.
that you don't trust these people, that we are more, like you appoint somebody to run your company, and then you're saying, well, oh, you know what, he don't know what he's doing. I know better. But yet, the facts, these people have the information. Don't point to that. Another thing, Dwight, I'm concerned about the amount of PPE, and these no-bid contracts that this government has entered into. There have been a number of no-bid contracts, right? Now, I know that the government has the right to issue no-bid contracts, but it must state why. It must give a reason as to why they did this, why these contracts did not go to see if we could have gotten a better price. But it just does what it wants. It wants to do.
No, it depends on the size, right, Chester?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
so
size.
if it's under a certain size, you don't need to do that.
Right. But if you're talking about millions of dollars, I'm not talking about those little $50,000 or $100,000, but we're talking about $1 million of no-bid contracts and PPPs that was signed. Are these PPPs, whatever it is, how does they reflect on the government's books?
And that's what the argument is. Are they even reflected yet?
Liabilities on behalf of the government? Are they part of our national debt? All of these are questions that really need to be answered.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well,
so the grand problem with the PPPs that everybody should be concerned about is private companies have gone out and raised money to do capital works projects. And the Bahamian people don't know what the interest rate is that the company has to pay back to these international financiers, which means we don't know what rate the government is paying back to the private institution that's doing the work that has to pay back the private financial institution that they borrowed money from. We don't have any of that information.
Yeah.
So the taxpayer look at it as, am I paying more than I should be paying for this deal that I know nothing about? Yeah. Could I have gotten a better deal? Could I have gotten a better interest rate from somewhere else or somebody else? But you just allowed this private entity to go out and raise money to put roads on my island that I have to pay for, and I didn't even get to say, well, maybe we could find a better interest rate somewhere else.
Yeah. Wow. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Jester. say good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Morning.
You know, I love what Chester just said, Mr. Strachan. So I'm very, very dumb. There's a slight difference between secrecy and obscurity, right? But however they interface, right? So I'll just hang up. I mean, I'll just make a comment and I'll hang up. And I'll just wait for a Garvin Bow or Lang or somebody to comment, right? But in between my ignorance, right, I will induce common sense, right? I'm not interested in no surplus. It's about us. How long was this agenda, this multi-trillion-dollar project going on at A&E? What I'm saying for me as a citizen, it's BS. Give thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Got some text messages. Some people bring up some other issues and some of the things we talked about earlier in the show. So this person says here, first time being able to listen for about a week. Is it only me? And they have a serious word here. Who's being, I think I'm going to say raked over the coals. I'm editing.
Yes, that needs to be edited.
That's not a word that we should be using. Having a tough time with BPL. This has to be unethical. So what do you mean? Tell us what happened. You got your new bill. Is it bigger than the one from last month? What are you seeing? Again, it's likely your consumption is up and you've been pushed into that high fuel charge rate there.
Exactly
Still not as high
is.
as what they're paying in Grand Bahama for the base rate. Whoa. But yeah, is that what happened to you? Chester, did you get your bill? What your bill
I haven't
looking
seen
like?
the newest one yet.
Yeah. But your last month was pretty.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow. Good luck. Good luck. I told folks.
I just
earlier in the
realized
week-
there were 3 6s in my last bill.
all in a row.
No.
Oh, okay.
They were split up. Thank God.
Oh boy. Yeah. So most people, it seems, or is that right? Did your bills go up or down? Mine went down, but again, I've been
That's nice.
sitting in a sauna.
You've been forcing it down.
Right. Like, not waiting till 8 p.m. to turn on the AC. Let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
If you're looking for your bill to go down with BPL, spell the word FANTASY, fantasy.
Wow.
We have signed 25-year PPPs. That means your price is fixed for 25 years. That's why they're not going to show it to you. And this is the problem with these people. Improperly structured. These could be nothing more than hidden debt, fiscal deception, and long-term disasters. And that's the problem. So the problem is that we're not having true PPPs where private people are bringing money. What we have is you could take a guy from under the tree in the ghetto and give him the prime minister's signature and then send him to the bank where it becomes a form of sovereign guarantee because the government will pay it back and he will be guaranteed the loan. That isn't where you go and the group of us come together with some money. We're not doing that in the Bahamas. We are giving them consent to borrow money. That means they're paying the interest on that, and then we pay them above that for them to make a profit. So we are doing nothing but inflating this, and these then essentially become off-book loans that is hidden inside of these GPEs, SPBs, and SOEs. And this is the problem of it. We say, we can bring the debt down to 50%. Yeah, what you do is you just shuffle it into another definition, right? And instead of doing it, the only way, Dwight, if we grow every single year and we are not reaching the growth standard, so that means how do we reduce the debt? That would mean we have to stop fixing things. That would mean that we have to, because we're not growing enough to grow the income to bring the debt down. This is funky math. The math is not mathing. And this is the type of conversation we have to have because this is where they are gaslighting us and calling it governance. Thank you.
Okay.
Funky math, y'all.
All right, so
Funky
one more
math,
thing. So I want to go back to this again. So has that been announced that new hires in the public service would be in a pension scheme? That was stated already.
They mentioned it. I know they were talking about it, but I hadn't seen that something was put in place yet. So maybe they're still in the process to eventually do it.
And rationalization of state-owned enterprises. What does that mean?
That means that they make money and can take care of themselves, as a company should do.
That's like a dream. That's a
definitely
goal.
a dream.
That's something they've started.
But
That's
see, the problem,
they have a plan.
The problem is what is the biggest expense that a company has?
Depends on the company, but around in most places around here, it's the salaries.
It's payroll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are they going to cut? They're going to slash. What are they going to do?
What government has decided
That's
to
what I'm
do
saying.
that?
So what do they mean when they say
exactly? What are they talking about?
And is that like I say a future goal, or you started the process?
Automation and digitalization of things is supposed to lead to the need for fewer people.
Don't do this.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And the narrative across this country has been: are people in these offices actually doing work? But that's a good question. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's true or not. Always, that has been a long-running narrative, right?
Wow. Final call before we got to go. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Are you there? You just called it. No? Okay. Well, we will see. We will see. So it's been a very interesting week this summer. I guess the heat is getting to everybody. The stories are very strange. You notice that? Like between serial stabbers and police impersonators. And just... Can we chill today, folks, so we don't have any... Can we chill? TikTok.
Were people upset that they didn't get rain from the hurricane? And we got like a drizzle last night, and that was it.
Well, New Providence was never going to be in that. But I mean...
Well, we could have get a band or two thrown off.
We might still today. We're
cool us off a little bit.
Northwest and Northern Bahamas could still experience that.
Cool us off a little bit.
But the Southeast Bahamas got some rain and some wind.
Yeah.
So we did. If we are all one country, we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone behave, please, for the rest of the month at least. Can we do that?
Could you be good to each other?
And if
you are for one day?
Yeah. Chester, I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan. Have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
Got easier at Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. We've got school shirts with official embroidered logos for R.M. Bailey, S.C. McPherson, A.F. Adderley, Kingsway, Queens College, L.W. Young, and many more. From shirts and blouses to jumpers, skirts, shorts, and pants, we've got uniforms for almost every school in the Bahamas.